What's up, IOers, and welcome back to yet another amazing episode of Inform Overload. With me, your host, Matthew Steven. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how Gwen Stefani is calling herself Japanese, this year's Coachella lineup, and let's debunk some of Prince Harry's claims in his new memoir. Well, Gwen Stefani is standing by her Harajuku era, which started with the release of her 2004 debut studio album, Love, Angel, Music, Baby, and continued with her 2008 launch of her Harajuku Lovers fragrance. Stefani was widely accused of appropriating Japanese Harajuku subculture in her album's artwork and marketing. She also traveled with 4 Harajuku girls, Japanese and Japanese American backup dancers who served as kind of a public entourage for Stefani. The group even inspired the bottle shapes of Stefani's fragrance. In an interview with American beauty magazine Allure, the California-born singer was asked about the perfume line. In an interview with American beauty magazine Allure, the California-born singer was asked about the perfume line before she referred to her father's job with Yamaha, which saw him make regular visits to Japan, where the firm has its headquarters. Stefani said, "That was my Japanese influence, and that was a culture that was so rich with tradition, yet so futuristic, with so much attention to art and detail and discipline, and it was fascinating to me." Stefani added she was a super fan of Japanese culture, adding it should be okay to be inspired by others' cultures because if we're not allowed, then that's dividing people, right? Social media users have been criticizing Stefani, saying she has been getting away with this nonsense for far too long, and how it was disappointing she had chosen to double down on her stance. But others supported the singer, claiming the criticism is going to stop musicians from exploring the different inspirations from other cultures. One person wrote, "Wow, I think she meant it as a compliment to their culture. It's like saying you must have been Italian in the past because you love every kind of pasta. What's wrong with that?" As reported by Allure, during our interview, Stefani asserted twice that she was Japanese and once that she was a little bit of an Orange County girl, a little bit of a Japanese girl, and a little bit of an English girl. A representative for Stefani reached out the next day indicating that the reporter misunderstood what Stefani was trying to convey. Allure later asked Stefani's team for an on-the-record comment or clarification of these remarks, and they declined to provide a statement or participate in a follow-up interview. Stefani concluded by telling Allure that she identifies not just with Japanese culture, but also with Hispanic and Latinx cultures because of her upbringing in Anaheim, California. "The music, the way the girls wore their makeup, the clothes they wore, that was my identity," she said. "Even though I'm an Italian, American, Irish, or whatever mutt that I am, that's who I became because those were my people," right? In recent years, Gwen's artistic choices have been re-examined and come under further scrutiny. Now, she's defending them. Defending her work further, Gwen argued, "If people are going to criticize me for being a fan of something beautiful and sharing that, then I just think that doesn't feel right. I think it was a beautiful time of creativity, a time of the ping pong match between Harajuku culture and American culture." Now on to topic number 2. Let's talk about this year's highly anticipated lineup and some of the biggest artists that are going to bring the house down at this year's Coachella. The Coachella lineup has been revealed and the music fans are stoked about this year's stacked list of performers. Bad Bunny is set to hit the stage Friday with Gorillaz, Metro Boomin, and Pusha T going all throughout the day, amongst others. Idris Elba is also touching down on day 1, performing as a DJ for the crowd. Saturday's headliner is a K-pop group, Blackpink, while other performers that day will come from Rosalia, The Kid Laroi, and Charlie XCX, to name a few. And on Sunday, Frank Ocean will finally hit the desert stage. For those unaware, he was set as a headliner for the 2020 concert before the whole thing got scrapped. Other than Frank, Sunday's packed with artists like Bjork, Dominic Fike, Lotto, Ray Shrumerd, and lots more. Fake lineups have been circulated online, including one that said Justin Bieber would headline. Sources say Bieber was asked, but he turned it down in order to focus on his album. However, we're told there's a good chance he does it in 2024. Billie Eilish, Harry Styles, Swedish House Mafia, and The Weeknd all headlined in 2022, and they surely did not disappoint. Despite putting on a great show more recently, honchos working behind the scenes on the 2-weekend-long festival have seen some hiccups over the last few years. You'll recall there was a bit of a drama over who would fill the spot after Kanye West dropped out of the show a week before the festival began. He had plans to bring out Travis Scott, but of course, that didn't happen once Ye pulled the plug. Coachella made its comeback that year after canceling the festivals in 2020. 2020 and 2021. Well, this year the show will go on, and it seems like it will be one heck of a time. It'll all go down April 14th to the 23rd. Now for our final topic of the day, fresh questions have been raised over the accuracy of Prince Harry's explosive memoir after his bold claims on royal ancestry and being gifted an Xbox years before its official release were debunked. In Spare, the Duke writes of his great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, King Henry VI, who founded Eton College and died in 1471, despite the fact Henry VI's direct lineage ended after his son died as a childless teenager at the Battle of Tewkesbury. The Duke also bizarrely claimed he was gifted an Xbox by his aunt, Lady Sarah, for his 13th birthday in 1997, despite the fact the best-selling device was first released in the United States 4 years later in 2001. His claims about Henry VI and the Xbox gift were both rubbished by eagle-eyed readers on social media, who slammed the inaccuracy and the lack of fact-checking on a project that cost a reported $20 million. Harry's autobiography Spare was boosted in the record books with 400,000 hardback, ebook, and audio format copies being snapped up, Transworld Penguin Random House said. The Xbox was Microsoft's first foray into the world of console gaming, debuting with a global launch in March 2000 that ignited a fierce rivalry with Sony's PlayStation 2 and Nintendo's GameCube. But some have given Harry the benefit of the doubt, noting it is likely he's simply referring to a different type of gaming device, like a PlayStation, which was first released in 1994. Historians were quick to take to social media to question the accuracy of Harry's link to Henry VI, the last of Lancastrian dynasty. Royal correspondent Patricia Treble pointed out the genealogical error and the fact that Henry VI had no descendants after his son's death in 1471. Another claim in the memoir that was swiftly debunked related to Harry's discussion of the first-class Air New Zealand flight from Mexico to the UK booked for Meghan's estranged father, Thomas. In the book, the Duke writes, Air New Zealand first class booked and paid for by Meg. We told him, leave Mexico right now. A whole new level of harassment is about to rain down on you. So come to Britain now. But despite the Duke's claim, a spokesperson for Air New Zealand confirmed to nzherald.com that the airline has never offered flights between Mexico and the United Kingdom. Spare is being sold for €14, not the recommended retail price of €28, in places such as Waterstones and WH Smith, as well as online at Amazon, where it has hit the coveted number one spot on their best-selling book list. It comes as the reliability of Prince Harry's memoir was also called into question over his telling of how he learned about the death of Queen Mother. The Duke of Sussex wrote in painstaking detail of the call he received while studying at Eton College, telling him his great-grandmother had died on March 30th, 2002. He writes, at Eton, while studying, I took the call. I wish I could remember whose voice was on the other end. A courtier's, I believe. I recall that it was just before Easter, the weather bright and warm, light slanting through my window, filled with vivid colors, but resurfaced photographs appear to place the prince in Klosters, Switzerland on the weekend the Queen Mother died. Harry posed alongside his brother William and Father Charles in a media call on March 29th. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams, it seems from the evidence that he was undoubtedly in Klosters when the Queen Mother died. The apparent inconsistency has raised concerns among fans and critics alike, who have asked whether his recollections for the remainder of the memoir are to be trusted. In Spare, Harry himself acknowledged his memory suffered after the death of his mother. The late Queen Elizabeth famously issued a withering assessment of the Sussex's bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey, in which they alleged someone in the fold asked what color Archie's skin might be. Some 36 hours after the extraordinary interview, the Queen said that she was saddened by the claims, but that some recollections may vary. The phrase is now somewhat synonymous with the couple, and much of the criticism surrounding Harry's latest media blitz and the memoir itself surrounds whether the Duke of Sussex has accurately recalled incidents. It is unclear where Harry's relationship with his father stands following the onslaught of bombshells he has revealed this week. Sources say King Charles is saddened by the saga, but is unlikely to publicly comment on any of the points that Harry has raised. Harry, meanwhile, has said on multiple occasions he is open to reconciliation with his family, but there are conditions. Well, IOers, that's all we have for today's episode. If you like this video, we'd like to hear from you, so give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment below, and I'll catch you on the next video. Ciao! Stefani was widely accused of appropriating Japanese Harajuku. Can you scroll down? Sorry. Like, bring it back. Yeah, right there. Stefani said that, sorry, I just got over being sick, so I'm like a little